What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Hive. This is a blockchain that I do think has a hell of a shot of doing something quite special. There's a couple of caveats in that which probably you haven't heard before that you need to pay attention to in terms of if it can do something special in this next bull cycle. And guys, there's one piece of news. Jesus Christ, FTX and Binance. And we got to look at that because it's coinciding with midterm elections, CPI data. There's a lot of stuff happening in these markets right now. And yeah, we got to talk about it. But before I do, if you're new to the channel, you're probably going, James, don't know you. Why should I listen to you? Fair question. So these are the first 26 coins that I spoke about on this channel. These are the first 26 coins that I held when I made this channel. And had you invested $100 into each of those coins when I released videos about them and you've done everything wrong as an investor and ignored them, forgot about them, and were still holding them, you'd still be in profit for around 8.8K. That's doing absolutely everything wrong. And if you'd done the right things, and if you'd have sold these coins last year, you could have made 123 grand. It's a massive difference between doing the right thing and the wrong thing. Obviously, I sold all of these last year. These are not the coins I own. If you want to see the coins I own, go read copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my entire portfolio. I share every coin I buy. I share every coin I sell. I have step-by-step tutorials. That's for anyone that wants to get into these markets but doesn't even know how. Because we've got thousands of members on the site and a lot of them have never invested in anything. And these are the same videos I'd send my family. Now, guys, fundamentally, I deep dive these markets on a daily basis. I've been in these market cycles so many times now, which is why I've consistently said the bottom's never been in for Bitcoin on my site, as proven right again last night. And I'm always looking for the next Phantom. Phantom was a coin that I said would be the best investment of 2020 and 2021, and it was 677 times gain. When I find the next Phantom, I'm going to go on the site, I'm going to tell the members. I'm not going to create some Udemy course or go onto YouTube and say. So if you want to find out about the next big coin and get in early and make those massive life-changing gains, go read the site. The link's in the description, guys. So Hive. Now everything's bleeding at the moment, so obviously down 19%. I do think this can run to about $5. I really do. Put a couple billion market cap. Now it's very achievable based on a few things. Now Hive's a hard fork of Steam. If anyone's unfamiliar with Steam, because to be fair, I don't even know how Steam's doing these days. Let's have a look at Steam. Is it even knocking about? 71 mil. Okay. Yeah, so smaller than Hive. So Hive is a fork of Steam. Now Steam was like a centralized blockchain, but it was like a social platform. Right? It was like a Twitter kind of deal. And Hive is aiming to be a gateway from Web 2 to Web 3. They offer exceptionally fast processing times and fee-less transactions. That's a big plus. Examples of use cases include social media with monetized rewards for content creators and interactive blockchain games, as well as identity management, microloans, and a few other things. Now, the platform itself powers a few dApps like Splinterland. Splinterland is quite a popular game, Peaked, and Hive Block. Now, Hive, the whole premise is it's a social network of apps and services. It's a way for lots of people to interact through multiple different mediums, whether it's a game or simply a social network. The users are the proprietors of the network, and sponsors can contact communities and artists directly without intermediaries. There's quite a nice equity distribution within Hive and the way it works, as opposed to sort of what you would get with like YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or whatever. So Hive has focused on scaling through layer 2 sidechains. It still benefits from their simple layer 1 backbone. But the world of Hive, the Hive ecosystem, runs on two different cryptos. One is Hive and the other is their USD pegged HBD stablecoin. Now, they claim that they have been designed for Web3 and social media dApps with an emphasis on speed, scalability, security, and spacious storage. And they have a future-proof system for bandwidth and resource storage. And that's important. Like the bandwidth redistribution is a way that streams are going to probably start taking effect down the line. You know, Theta have sort of been doing that for a while. YouTube and Twitch founders are fascinated by the potential for a redistribution of resources because it would save a ton of money for these companies, and you could feasibly monetize that redistribution in a way that would engage users far more. Hive have done that, or Hive have got that in place. Now, my problem with Hive, and it is important that I identify the problems as well. The world of Hive's ecosystem, for me, isn't very good. They've got a couple of things that I like. You know, Splinterlands is certainly a popular game and is doing well. Beyond that, really not that wowed. A couple sort of nice little premises with some of the DeFi stuff and the NFT stuff, but it's a weak ecosystem. It's a really weak ecosystem comparatively to some of the things out there. So Hive have got to do something in terms of getting people to participate in Hive. Because look, you know, they're on every exchange. You know, they're well regarded as a general blockchain. They've got good tech behind everything that they do. They're fast, they're feelers. That's great. But there is not a drive or a strong enough drive for growth. Look, transactions take less than 3 seconds. Scalable, future-proof resource bandwidth and storage system. Battle tested for 5 years by hundreds of apps, communities and projects around the world. Yeah, maybe. But really, I'm not enamored with what I'm seeing in terms of the development. And right now, they don't have stuff in place to incentivize people to come to them. You know, they've got stuff like, they've got their justifications for why people should come and use them. You know, why Hive blockchain? So, you know, it goes through what Hive is. The problem, they highlight the problem of Web 2. They highlight the solution of Web 3, which Hive can contribute to. They point out their SDKs are very, very good, or they should have. Where is it? Hive makes it simple. Fees are obviously minimal. Applications are part of Hive. Public blockchain. What is the... Yeah. So they've gone through Hive's history. They've gone through, you know, they've shown decent value behind what Hive can do. Average daily transactions is pretty damn good for Hive. Like 3 million transactions per day is pretty damn good for a blockchain that isn't actually readily used as much as some of the ones out there. Their scalability looks good. Their feelers looks great. There's a lot here. And I do think there has to be a shift in the way social media works, and something that can disrupt social media could be Hive. Might not be, but it could be. That's what I'd like to see. Now, developers can use, obviously Hive's open source code, so everyone can just tap in and see the code and develop from there. They don't have an incentivization program. That's my problem. I would want to see them pushing for people to come and develop. Always be building in a bear cycle. That's as important as it can possibly be. It really is. You have got to be building. But fundamentally, look, a social media disruptor is necessary right now. You know, the way social media works is pretty piss poor on almost every platform going. Also, in terms of advertising, there's huge problems with advertising within social media these days. There's huge problems in terms of security for a lot of the social media platforms. There's huge problems in terms of engagement, in terms of audience engagement with a lot of the platforms. Hive could disrupt that. It's a big ask. It's a big goddamn ask, because you're asking to try and take down some of the daddies of social media. That's not easy. But even if they make a dent, they can do some damage in the next bull cycle, and maybe $5 is achievable. But that ecosystem has to grow. Whether they create a foundation and they allocate so many million towards developers, come build with us and we will give you the funds that you need to get started. They need to do something like that. If they do, I do think they've got a shot at $5. If they don't, no chance. My honest perspective. Not no chance, but a lot less of a chance. Yeah. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And by the way, if you're a returning viewer, subscribe to the channel. It does the channel so much good in so many ways. And if you've not hit the subscribe button, do that, because it helps so much. And, on a day where the markets have been mad, do something nice. Help. And guys, if you want to see the coins I own right now, go read copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share every coin I own, everyone I buy, everyone I sell, how I'm positioned in the markets. I've got step-by-step tutorials that doesn't matter your level of knowledge, you can use them to get started in crypto, because we have thousands of members and a lot of them haven't invested in stuff. And look, I deep dive these markets daily. I buy these coins. I'm always looking for good quality investments that are going to pay off very, very well. When I find the next Phantom, as an example, I'm going to get straight on the site and tell the members. So if you want to find out about the next big coins, get on the site and read it. And everything, by the way, is verifiable. It's all on the YouTube channel. It's all on the history. So you can go check that out too. But the link's in the description, guys. And FTX. So, FTX exchange halted all crypto withdrawals. Customers' withdrawals were previously processing, but backlogged have been halted altogether. There's so much to cover on this. I'll try and give it what it deserves, but it's been mad. So, obviously, there was some what appeared to be some problems between Sam Bankman-Fried and CZ. And then yesterday, it all began playing out. So Sam Bankman-Fried said, things have come full circle, and FTX's .com's first and last investors are the same. We have come to an agreement on a strategic transaction with Binance for FTX.com. Binance are looking to buy FTX.com out. Our teams are working on clearing out the withdrawal backlog. This will clear out liquidity crunches. All assets will be covered one-to-one. This is one of the main reasons we've asked Binance to come in. It may take a bit to settle, etc. We apologize for that. CZ then put out a tweet saying, yes, we're looking at buying. Obviously, due diligence has to be done, but we're looking at buying. It's just crazy. Reuters reported that FTX saw withdrawals totaling $6 billion in the past several days. They've had a real squeeze. The Telegram support told customers not to panic. Since all of this crap's come out, the FTX don't have a huge liquidity problem. FTX has tanked. 77%. It's now ranked 66th. It's dropped huge. And look, guys, the problem that we're in right now, or not the problem, but something people need to understand with these markets, right? Because the TA on Bitcoin over the last few days would have indicated to some that the bottom is in. Or over the past couple of weeks, people will have looked at the TA for Bitcoin and gone, the bottom's in. But in bear cycles, there are so many external events that affect the markets that you can't just look at TA, you have to look at everything. TA is great if you're trying to do trading, but if you're thinking you're going to call bottoms on the market because of TA, there's no chance, because there's too many external variables. There's always external variables. In this year, of all years, we have seen more crazy crap happen globally than in a very long time. We are seeing effectively the biggest interest rate hikes in history for multiple countries. We're seeing a war playing out. We're seeing an economic crash across all. It's effectively global at the moment, where we're going to see multiple countries in heavy recessions. We've seen a contagion event with Three Arrows, with Celsius, Voyager, probably FTX. You know, I can't see this being a small thing. And then combine what's happened with FTX and Binance with the two things coming up today and tomorrow. We've got the midterm election results. That's going to bring volatility. Then tomorrow, CPI data. Now, in a normal year, midterm election results once the results come in, markets would usually have a little bit of a bounce, a bit of a rally, because the uncertainty is gone. Everyone knows these are the results. Now I know which government or who's in charge of what. You can forecast effectively what the policy changes and what's going to happen over the next couple of years. But we're in an economic turmoil. The world, the US economy is, and the Fed are fighting inflation at a massive interest rate hikes, with tapering. So in a normal scenario, we should see a bounce today. However, CPI data is literally happening tomorrow. CPI data has been one of the biggest trading events over the past year. The two biggest trading events for crypto and for markets lately have been Fed meeting, the conference after the Fed meetings, and the CPI data release. So we might not see this huge bounce tonight because there's still a ton of fear in the markets about what the CPI data brings. And the lows might not be in. We might even see greater depth to these. And it's just something to be aware of. And another thing people need to be aware of is just don't have your shit on exchanges, guys. You know, I know they're saying that everything's going to be handled, but if you're in a position where you've got 20 grand, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever the hell, on the exchange, and you can't get it, that would be immensely stressful. If you've got a lot of money in crypto, get it on a ledger, get it on a Trezor, get it in your MetaMask, but get it off exchanges, because it's not a safe place to be. FTX looks like it was one of the blue chip exchanges, and look at the shit situation they're in. Don't believe for a second that something like Binance can't do the same. Be safe with your investments. Make sure they're secured somewhere safe, because I don't think this will be the last of the exchanges to go down over the next couple of years. So just be secure, just be safe. Yeah, let's see how today goes. It's going to be an interesting one. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye.